What's up guys, time reaction here. Well, Oppo's Reno 6 Pro is a phone that's surely priced more than what it's supposed to be. Because this phone, well, it looks sleek and also it has some strong features in the segment, but as an overall package, there are compromises, and after testing this, well, for a price tag of approximately 40,000 Indian rupees for the only variant, I would say it's basically for users who are very much into this sleek design. Well, there are other strong points for this phone, but still, when you compare with the competition, there are some disappointments. And that all starts with the main hype factor of this phone, which is the camera system. Now, it's not a poor camera package, but for the segment, it felt to be an average one. There are plenty of modes and gimmicky features which you will probably never use, and hence when you focus just on the basics, well then things are just fine. On the back there are 4 cameras, in which as you might expect, just 2 are usable ones because the last 2 cameras are just the 2 megapixel cameras which are here for the numbers. And here the main sensor is a 64 megapixel f1.7 aperture camera, and the secondary one is a 8 megapixel ultra-wide camera whose aperture is f2.2 and its field of view is 120 degree. And while clicking photos with the main camera, the output is good in almost all scenarios, and the nature of photos are not very contrasty, but still it has details and the dynamic range is good, and also there wasn't any fringing issues. And hence I did like the main camera output, and actually that's it. The ultra-wide camera, well, it's just fine. It does output shots which are not very color rich, and photos can be termed as just usable ones if it's taken in a situation where there is plenty of light. Now about the video recording, well, the max resolution supported is 4K at 30 fps, and here when I did record a 1080p video at 60 fps, well, the stabilization was really good and the clip did stay smooth without any gimbal, but here also the muted nature does make the video output look overall just fine. And here I am stating all this based on the price tag. Now if this phone was a lesser priced one, well then things would have been more favored, but right now the only camera that's holding its mark is the main camera, because here even the front camera, which is a 32 megapixel f2.4 aperture one, is a big letdown. I'm not a fan of this much processing. It's like the skin has been smoothened too much, and overall I didn't prefer the selfies the front camera of the Oppo Reno 6 Pro has captured. And similarly the front camera video is also lacking things like stabilization, and the skin tone in the video also looked not much impressive, and hence I'm not very much into the front camera of the Oppo Reno 6 Pro. So this camera package, even though it's a weak point for this phone, well, when you take a look at this design, you're surely gonna love it, because this is for sure the best looking bar type phone in this budget. And here even the build quality is really good, and actually the in-hand feel, it's perfectly ergonomic. There is curve in the side of the front and back glass, and overall it's a sturdy phone. This back glass, well, credits has to be given to Oppo because this shimmer effect is nice, and also this matte texture, it's just awesome. And the frame, it's a solid metal one which doesn't give any flex, and the buttons are positioned in the easy to click spots, and their feedback is also good. And here Oppo did keep the profile of the phone in a lower scale, and that does make this phone a comfortable one to use for an extended period of time. I mean, its thickness is just 7.6 mm and the weight is also on the lower side at 177 grams. And overall about this striking design and build, well, Oppo has surely done a great job. Now there is no headphone jack in the phone, but you get a headphone in box which is a USB-C headphone, and it's of decent quality. And I think you might be using the headphone a lot because the speaker system in this phone is a bit of letdown. It's a single fairing unit, and for this price, there is no excuses for the dual speaker omission, and that's a place I wish Oppo will look into more. Because here this single unit, it's a really good one, and hence if they would have provided dual speakers, well then the audio experience will be great too, and that will be a big support for this good quality display. This is a 6.55-inch Full HD AMOLED panel which has 90Hz refresh rate, and here the key thing to highlight is that the quality is not compromised. This is a neat panel, and hence I didn't experience any tinting effect or any touch lags. And in fact the touch response is great with proper saturated colors, and also the peak brightness level, well, it's more than sufficient for outdoor usage. And hence this display does give a good experience for viewing contents and also for browsing, and overall I do like this display used in the Oppo Reno 6 Pro. Now this curved sides are not my taste, and the usual curved edge issues are present with this display, but that was not an obstacle with content consumption. And actually the 90Hz refresh rate does make things very smooth while scrolling and swiping around, and that along with the high-end MediaTek Dimensity 1200 processor does cover up the performance side in an excellent manner. This phone based on performance is a great one. Now the RAM, as I stated earlier, is 12 GB and it's LPDDR4 RAM, and the storage, which is 256 GB, is UFS 2.1 storage. But the storage is not expandable, and that's not at all an issue because 256 GB is more than enough. And here all these specs are well optimized to give a lag and issue-free experience while using the phone for casual as well as for heavy usage. There wasn't any stutter, and overall the experience based on performance is just perfect. If you're scared that this phone doesn't have a Snapdragon chipset, Well, from my experience, I can say that's not something to be worried about because there wasn't any overheating issues too. So the daily user experience is well covered based on the performance side, but then based on the software, well, I'm not a fan of this UI and the perks that come with the UI. This is ColorOS based on Android 11, and here all the things that you usually experience with ColorOS is present here too. So get ready to give access for every minor stuff, and also bloatware is preloaded. Now based on the UI smoothness, it's good and not at all complainable, but still I wish the usual issues that we face from such UIs will be fixed, and if they do so, well then the software experience will be much better and that will be a thing to hype about. But at present, this is the situation. And also about the 5G part, well, this phone can be termed as a proper 5G phone because your 11 5G band support is available in SIM card 1, so that's a plus point. And also the Wi-Fi version is Wi-Fi 6 and the Bluetooth version is 5.2, and here even NFC is supported. So that's all good stuff, but these are all expected things, and your unexpected part was the battery side. Well, I'm not talking about the super fast charging speed, but instead it's about the battery backup. Well, the battery capacity of this phone is 4500 mAh, which is a decent sized one, and for me with the moderately heavy usage pattern with all the settings at the max state, well, I was getting approximately 5.5 hours of screen on time, and if it was an average usage style, the battery did last for approximately 1.5 days. So the battery backup is really good, and here the charging time to top up the battery from 0 to 100% is in the 30-minute range, which is like extremely fast charging because this phone does come with a 65-watt charger in box. But then this phone doesn't have wireless charging support, and also there isn't any official IP rating for this phone, which are both missing features, especially in this price range. But that said, the unlocking method available is the in-display fingerprint one, and it's actually an adequately fast and accurate method. And also, by the way, this earpiece, it's an excellent quality one, so if you're into making a lot of calls, well then this phone is a perfect one for that. Well, I guess that's everything about the Oppo Reno 6 Pro, and here as a whole package, it's a good phone which is priced in the wrong segment. Well, things like performance, battery, display, earpiece, and 5G support are all great in this phone, but then while checking the competition, the lacking areas are key ones like the camera, software, and the speaker system. And this 40,000 Indian rupees range segment is well crowded, and hence the standout thing to point out about the Reno 6 Pro is the striking design and the ergonomics. And if your number one priority is that, well then you will be happy with the Reno 6 Pro. But on the other hand, if you're looking to buy an excellent camera phone, then there are other good options in this price range. That's all for this video guys, hope you liked it. If so, a like is much appreciated, and also please don't forget to subscribe to the channel because you won't miss our future contents and it does help our channel a lot. See you again in the next one. Till then, bye.